Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of Bluetail Knit and Design. My name is Michelle. It's been a rather long week. We've had a lot of overtime at work. Haven't got much done this week, although I did manage to get one thing finished, another thing started. Yay, add to the work in progress pile. And starting to experiment. Well, not really experiment. Try something else. I guess you could say experiment. So we'll go over that in the work in progress section, which is now. So the baby doll blankets that I have started making. I finished one of them, which I will show in a few minutes. But I started another one. It is, so far, only this much complete. A few rows, maybe 5 or 6, I guess. I don't remember how many I counted. But anyway, just a few. And that is done in the Red Heart with Love. In the, which colorway was it? Blue Hawaii. So that is the Blue Hawaii color. And then when that one is done, I will be using the papaya to make yet another baby doll blanket. Those are coming out pretty good. Like I said, this is the second one now that I'm working on. And hopefully I'll have a lot more. The mystery yarn, the mystery blue and the mystery green, has been, I guess you could say, in timeout for a while since I messed up on that one row. Well, I didn't really mess up the row. I met part of the row. I did the wrong row at the wrong time. So I'm still at this point on it. I have not taken it apart. I have not decided what to do with it yet. It's just been sitting there for a few weeks now. If anyone has any suggestions on what to do, please leave the suggestions in the comments below. I'm thinking about just, continuing on with the pattern. Pick up from the wrong row and continue with it. But I still haven't made up my mind about it yet. Like I said, it's been sitting in timeout for about 2 or 3 weeks now. It's been that long, yes. Eventually, the mystery yarn, shawl, scarf, whatever, wrap, whatever it's going to be, will eventually get finished. Hopefully I don't have to take it apart. It just depends on what I decide. So that is that one. I did manage to get a few rows done on the Brindle Dog shawl. Managed to get a few rows done on that. I think maybe only a handful, I guess, 5 or 6. I'm not sure. But that is the shawl that I'm using the Aancient Arts yarn on. In the Brindle Dog colorway, in this colorway. It is the one that is part of their Wolf collection, and like I've mentioned before, they do this wonderful thing with the Wolf collection and the Meow collection, where a portion of the proceeds from the yarn from the Wolf collection and the Meow collection will be donated by Aancient Arts to charities benefiting stray and abandoned dogs and cats, which I think is a wonderful idea. Little PA announcement here in the middle of all this. If you're looking for a pet, please adopt a pet. The shelters are seriously getting overrun all over the country. It's really ridiculous. It's unreal. Just please adopt instead of going to some backyard breeder or whoever. It gives these loving dogs and cats a home that have missed out on a great home by being placed in a shelter. So anyway, enough on that. But yeah, it is a wonderful idea that they are doing that. And their yarn is really soft. I love the color. They have plenty of other colors. Like I said, if you go on their website, a link to their website will be listed in the comment description box below, rather. Like I said, you can find their wolf collection and their meow collection, along with all of their other great yarn colors that they have, which are all wonderful. Sorry. And the silk shawl. I think I was going to do a wrap with that. I can't remember. But that only got to here. About maybe 3 or 4 rows. I have not worked on that in a couple of weeks either. A lot of overtime does this to you. Hopefully I can pick that one back up soon and start working on it again. So I kind of like working with that one, but a lot of overtime. Yeah, yay. But gotta work somewhere, I guess. Now, the thing I do a lot, I knit on my washcloths that I make while I am at the flea market every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday. And I had gotten some jute twine to do something else with. And then I never used it for that, so it was just sitting there. And I got to thinking, I wonder how that would work up and how useful it would be as a, not really a pot holder, but like a hot pad or something to set a hot dish on. So therefore today, when I finished the other washcloth that I was working on, I started working with this stuff. It's, you know, obviously it's jute. It's almost like a small rope. If anybody knows what jute is, you know what I'm talking about. It's very stiff. There really is no give to it, which is fine. I didn't expect there to be. So we will see how this turns out and how well it sells. If anyone has any suggestions on ideas or anything to do, other ideas for this, for the jute yarn, not yarn, twine, it's not really yarn, for the twine, please leave it in the comment section below. I will read your comments. I read everybody's comments. So yeah, that got started today. I got maybe, I don't know, probably another, about 5 or 6 rows. Yeah, I'm good at doing about 5 or 6 rows. Got about 5 or 6 rows of this done. So I'm hoping either to get some more of this done during the week. If not, it'll get worked on again next Saturday and Sunday. And we'll see how this one goes. But for the meantime, it's just going to sit right here. So now, that is, well, that's all for the work in progress as I have. I'm still working on my granddaughter's blanket. I do not have that in front of me. If you remember a few videos back, it was the multicolored blanket with, that looked like it was mostly red. It had a lot of other colors in it too. So I'm still working on that one. Excuse me. So that will do it for the work in progress stuff. The finished items, I will start with the baby doll blanket. I do not have the measurements on this yet, but it come out to be about that long. and about that wide. And this one I did an eyelet pattern in. So I thought that would be kind of cool. So that is that baby doll blanket. I don't want to take any of these to be sold yet or put them on the website yet. Well, not the website, Facebook page yet. Until I get at least 4, maybe 5 finished. That way I have somewhat of a good pattern style selection for people to choose from. These will, except for the ones that I will have at the flea market with me every weekend, these will be a made to order item, which means when you order it, I will make it. And then once it's finished, it will be shipped out to you. So that's how that one's going to work on that. I did not get another pattern listed on Ravelry yet. I'm hoping to get that done by the end of the week. In the meantime, my current pattern release, which is in the finished item category as well, is still the Nothing in Particular shawl. Like I said, it was done with the Nouveau Stitch Studio by Nicole yarn and the Nouveau that they had in colorway number 017. Like I said, they really didn't give these names. And like I said, I do not think they have them anymore. I did look on their website before I started this video to look and see if they may still have some of these in stock somehow. They do not. Every single listing that they had for this, it listed them all as sold out. But for some reason, they still have the listings up. So I do not know if they're going to bring this back or not. I would keep an eye out for it. It's, let's see, it's a acrylic, polyester, and wool blend. And at first you would think it would be kind of scratchy, but it's not. It really isn't. It's really soft. It's not scratchy at all. And then I'm pretty sure with regular washings, it will soften up even more. Like I said, it is a acrylic polyester wool blend. It says approximately 492 yards on these skeins. And I know I'd said, I think I said last video, maybe video before last, that I was going to show you all of the colors. I have not gotten them all out to do that yet. I may do a separate video on those. I'm not entirely sure yet. If you have any suggestions on that, please leave it in the comment section below. But in the meantime, the pattern is up for the Nothing in Particular shawl is up on Ravelry. So go check it out. Now, I do have other finished items. They are going to be pattern releases. So therefore I will not show the show the full item right now. Until I do not want to show the full item until the until the patterns have been released. You kind of got a quick sneak peek there, but I will be giving you a actual better sneak peek at my next pattern release. It is titled it will be titled Day and Night Joker. It is actually based on Batman and the Joker, obviously. Well, maybe to some of you it's probably not obviously, but yeah, that's what it's based on. I got the yarn from Frayed Fibers. They are a somewhat local company to West Virginia. I want to say Crawley, West Virginia. I think is where they're from. I think it's out near Bluefield. I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. She is on Etsy. She's got her yarns on Etsy. She hand dyes these yarns. She is on Instagram, Facebook, and Ravelry. I've not looked at any of her stuff on Ravelry, but I do know she is on Etsy, like I said, because that's where I got her yarns at. But I will put a link to her Etsy shop on in the description box below. This is the yarn label, and I used up all of the yarn that I had in this colorway. It is called the Mr. J colorway. Don't know if you can see that. It's a twist sock. It's superwash merino and nylon, 400 yards per skein. I did use all that I had of it, and now I know when you use hand-dyed yarns and you're making a project that involves more than one skein, to alternate rows if you want a uniform color, because the color will vary between hand-dyed skeins, just because of the hand dyeing processes, which I'm not all that familiar with, but I do know that much about it. But this one in particular, this was very intentional. Was done one skein and then the next. Reason being, the name of the wrap is Day and Night Joker. So therefore, I needed it to look like day and night. So this is the night and this is the day. Like I said, that was your sneak peek. This pattern hopefully will be published by the end of the week. If you want a more uniform look in it, please alternate rows, skeins on every 2 rows or so, to get a more uniform color look. If not, if you want it intentional like I did, just run through one skein and then run through the next one. So that did take 2 skeins, 400 yards each, so that's 800 total yards. Like I said, that pattern will be released hopefully by the end of this week. Hopefully. Let's see. I have some other finished items, but I'm not going to show them right now because, like I said, they are patterns waiting to be released. And before the patterns get released, you will have a sneak peek just like you did today for the Day and Night Joker wrap. So that wraps up the finished items and the current pattern release. Managed to get both of those at the same time. Yay. Now, the odds and ends for today, there's not really a whole lot to go over today. Not really a whole lot exciting happened. But I did get a cradle, a very small cradle, to display the baby doll blankets that I'm going to make, well, that I am making rather, sorry, at my space at the flea market. It's huge, well, not really huge, but, and then I got a Raggedy Ann doll for display purposes as well. So it's fairly well built. It's kind of heavy too. It's pretty solid too. So yeah, that is what I'm going to use to display the baby doll blankets at my space at the flea market. Sorry, trying to slide that over. So I guess that pretty much covers it. I do set up every weekend at the Milton Flea Market in Milton, West Virginia, which was near where I live at. And It's every weekend. I am there from 7 a.m. to approximately about 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the afternoons. Pretty much all day, really. So I'm there every Saturday and Sunday. And if you're ever in the area, stop by, say hi. My booth space, whatever you want to call it, is out in the open area right past the produce section. And I have on display the blankets that I make, some scarves that I have made a few years ago. I have not made any recently. If anybody has any requests, like custom orders, I can make those for that. Otherwise, I really don't do a whole lot as far as scarves. I have a few hats that I made a few years ago, and I don't really do much of those anymore either. That will also be a as requested item. I do not have the nothing in particular shawl on display there yet. I am in the process of getting the patterns, some of the copies of the pattern. Gosh, can't talk now. In the process of getting some copies of the pattern printed, so I can have them there for purchase as well. And the shawl will be on display. I'm hoping to have that by this weekend, next weekend rather. So that way, if anybody is interested in that, you can also purchase the patterns at my space there as well. I have the washcloths that I have, the blankets, a few scarves, a few hats. I think that's about all. I think. Washcloths, blankets. We'll have the shawls this weekend, but this coming weekend. A few scarves, a few hats. Oh yeah, and I have the stitch markers that I make. I almost forgot about those. So yeah, I have those there as well. And I will more than likely do a separate video at some point about the stitch markers that I make. I know I've said before that I was going to show some of them on the regular weekly videos, but I obviously have not gotten a chance to do that. So I will try to get another video done in between videos for the stitch markers, and because I have a bunch of new ones that I need to get finished and put out there, and get the Nouveau colors out that I have. Like I said, I'd gotten 2 of every color they had, just because I wanted to make something out of all the colors. Just haven't decided what to make out of everything yet, so it's just sitting here. Along with a lot of other yarn that I have. So I think that about covers it for this week. I've went over the work in progresses, finished items, current pattern release. I think that about covers it all. So yeah, if you're ever in the area, Milton, West Virginia, stop by the flea market. It's great. They've got lots of stuff down there. And so like I said, I am there every weekend, 7 a.m. to about 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday. They are open year round, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I cannot go down there on Fridays due to my full-time job. So yeah, come check me out there if you're ever in town. So hit subscribe, notification bell, like button, like what you see, get notified for more videos. I will be doing a video at least once a week. So, yeah, that would be it for today. So, just be a friend to one who doesn't, needs a friend. There are lots of people struggling in this world, in this country, everywhere. It doesn't matter who you are. Just be a friend to somebody. Everybody needs a friend. Everybody needs somebody to listen to. Just be there for them. That's all I can say. Just help make the world a better place. We'll see you next week.